Ladies and gentlemen, in a world where passions often rage and emotions stir like winds, it is easy to forget the profound wisdom of patience and virtue. Today, I want to share with you a story that transcends the typical bounds of love and touches on the very essence of Stoic philosophy. It is the story of the boy who made her bloom. The first keynote, the power of personal growth, speaks to the transformative journey that both the boy and the girl undertake, and how personal development is essential for meaningful relationships. In Stoic philosophy, self-improvement is not merely an abstract pursuit, but an active, disciplined process that requires constant attention, introspection, and effort. This idea of personal growth goes beyond superficial changes. It is about evolving into the best version of oneself through the cultivation of virtues and the careful shaping of one's mind and actions. The boy in this story represents a model of personal growth, not as an external force trying to change the girl, but as someone who, through his own journey of self-mastery, creates a positive environment for others to grow. The boy's journey is a metaphor for the Stoic's path toward wisdom, courage, and temperance. He didn't arrive at a state of maturity overnight. Rather, it was through persistent, steady practice that he learned to act in accordance with reason, to detach from fleeting emotions, and to understand that true happiness is found in virtue, not in external accomplishments. In the context of the relationship, the boy's growth isn't simply about his own development, but about how his evolution as a person allows him to become a stabilizing force for someone else. Consider the idea of a flower needing sunlight to grow. It does not try to grow in the dark or push itself beyond its natural rhythm. Just as the flower needs its environment to be conducive to growth, so too does the human soul. The boy, through his growth, provides an environment in which the girl can thrive. He exemplifies the importance of creating an atmosphere that encourages not just external beauty or success, but inner development. The girl, who may have been uncertain or struggling, finds in him not just affection, but a model of how to live a virtuous life, one rooted in integrity, wisdom, and emotional resilience. This concept of personal growth as the foundation of healthy relationships also highlights an important Stoic truth. We are all responsible for our own development. We may be influenced by others, but the primary work is within. The boy's role in her growth is not one of controlling or forcing change, but one of providing the space for it to happen naturally. He does not view the girl as someone to fix or rescue. Instead, he sees her as a partner in the shared pursuit of virtue. His actions, grounded in wisdom, show that real influence is not about exerting control, but about inspiring others to reflect and rise to their own potential. The journey of personal growth is also one that requires both resilience and patience. We are not born perfect, nor do we instantly master the art of virtue. The Stoics taught that we must face our flaws with courage and recognize that growth takes time. It is this same understanding that shapes the boy's approach to the girl. He does not expect instant transformation, for he knows that lasting change, whether in oneself or in others, cannot be rushed. He recognizes that each individual blooms in their own time, and that forcing someone to grow according to our timeline is counterproductive. This patience is rooted in the understanding that true development is an organic process that unfolds at its own pace. In this way, personal growth is a process that extends beyond oneself. When one person embarks on a journey of self-improvement, they naturally create an environment that influences others. The boy's growth not only benefits him, but contributes to the blossoming of the girl as well. In the quiet steadiness of his own development, He becomes an agent of change, not by pushing or forcing, but by simply being the best version of himself. It is through this example that the girl begins to recognize her own potential. She sees in him a reflection of what is possible, a life grounded in virtue, self-awareness, and balance. Therefore, the story of the boy who made her bloom is a reminder of the power of personal growth, not just for one's own sake, but for the sake of others. It teaches us that by nurturing ourselves and striving to improve, we create a space in which others can flourish as well. When we focus on our own development, we are, in a sense, making a gift to those around us. By becoming better individuals, we invite others to do the same, creating a cycle of growth that expands beyond us, affecting those we love, and ultimately leading to the mutual flourishing that defines all truly meaningful relationships. The second keynote, the role of virtue in relationships, speaks to the profound and transformative power of virtue in shaping relationships, particularly within the framework of Stoic philosophy. Virtue in Stoic thought is not simply an abstract concept or an ideal to be admired from afar. It is a set of qualities that govern how a person interacts with the world, how they relate to others, and how they view themselves. The Stoics emphasize that virtue, comprising wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, should guide all human action, and that the pursuit of virtue is the path to a flourishing life. In the context of the relationship between the boy and the girl, virtue is not just something they pursue individually. It becomes the glue that binds them together, transforming their connection into something deeper and more meaningful than mere affection. The boy in this story is not a passive observer of the girl's journey, nor is he a mere spectator in the unfolding of her growth. Instead, he embodies the virtues that he wishes to see in her. His wisdom helps him understand that love is not simply an emotion to be indulged in. It is a practice to be lived out in every moment, in every interaction. Wisdom, in this sense, is about seeing the world clearly, understanding the true nature of things, recognizing the impermanence of external circumstances, and knowing that love is rooted in something far more enduring than fleeting emotions or superficial attractions. The boy does not approach his relationship with the girl as an opportunity for momentary pleasure, but as a chance for both of them to grow in virtue together. He guides the relationship with the understanding that love is about helping one another realize their highest potential, not just about experiencing joy or passion. Courage, too, plays a vital role in their relationship. It takes courage to love truly and deeply, for love is not always comfortable. It requires facing difficulties, accepting the imperfections in both oneself and in the other, and having the fortitude to support one another through life's challenges. The boy's courage manifests not just in acts of bravery, but in his emotional strength. He is courageous enough to show vulnerability, to be open to the girl's growth, and to accept her as she is, rather than trying to mold her into a preconceived idea of what she should be. Courage in Stoic terms is not about the absence of fear, but the ability to act rightly in the face of it. The boy demonstrates this courage in how he helps the girl navigate her own fears, doubts, and uncertainties, offering her strength and steadiness when she needs it most. Justice, the third virtue, teaches us to treat others with fairness and respect, recognizing their inherent worth as individuals. In the relationship between the boy and the girl, justice manifests as a mutual respect for one another's autonomy and dignity. The boy does not see the girl as a possession, nor does he try to impose his will upon her. Instead, he recognizes her unique value and treats her as an equal. Justice, in this sense, is about honoring the other person's humanity, understanding that both partners in a relationship have the right to grow, change, and flourish in their own time and way. Through his actions, the boy teaches the girl that she is worthy of respect, not because of what she does or how she looks, but because she is a person of inherent worth and dignity. Temperance, the final Stoic virtue, is the practice of self-control and moderation. In the context of their relationship, temperance is seen in the boy's ability to maintain balance. He does not seek to dominate or control the girl, nor does he rush the relationship for personal gain or satisfaction. He understands that relationships, like all things, require patience, moderation, and careful nurturing. Temperance helps the boy set boundaries, respecting both his own needs and the girl's, and ensuring that their relationship grows at a pace that is healthy for both of them. It is through temperance that the boy provides a safe space for the girl to develop her own virtues without pressure or coercion. Ultimately, the relationship between the boy and the girl is not just one of affection. It is a partnership in the pursuit of virtue. The boy's role is not to impose his values on her, but to inspire and support her as she discovers her own path toward virtue. By embodying wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, he creates an environment where she can learn to cultivate these virtues within herself. Through this process, the girl not only grows but learns to recognize that true love is grounded in shared values, mutual respect, and the constant pursuit of moral excellence. Their relationship, then, becomes a living example of how virtue transforms not only the individuals involved, but the bond they share. The third keynote, resilience and patience in love, highlights a fundamental aspect of both Stoic philosophy and the growth of any meaningful relationship: the recognition that love, like all things of worth, requires time, effort, and endurance. In Stoicism, the cultivation of virtues such as resilience and patience is essential for leading a fulfilled life. These virtues allow individuals to persevere in the face of adversity and to maintain emotional stability despite external events. In the context of a relationship, this means understanding that true love does not develop overnight. It requires a steady, patient commitment, especially when faced with challenges or periods of uncertainty. The boy in this story exemplifies the Stoic ideal of resilience in love. His ability to withstand the inevitable difficulties and fluctuations that occur in relationships is not a sign of indifference, but rather a manifestation of his strength and emotional maturity. He understands that love is not a constant state of euphoric emotions, but a dynamic process that ebbs and flows, requiring both individuals to weather periods of hardship. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. The boy does not react impulsively when challenges arise. Instead, he responds with thoughtfulness, maintaining composure and focus on the bigger picture. His resilience allows him to hold steady when the relationship faces trials, ensuring that his commitment to the girl remains unwavering even in difficult times. Resilience in love also involves embracing the reality that growth takes time. The girl, like a budding flower, requires the right conditions to blossom, but this process is not instantaneous. Just as a flower needs time to unfurl its petals and reveal its full beauty, the girl needs space to grow and develop her own sense of self. The boy embodying resilience understands that growth is a gradual process. He does not rush the girl, nor does he become frustrated with her struggles. Instead, he gives her the time and space she needs to evolve, trusting that in time she will flourish. This patience, rooted in Stoic wisdom, helps him accept the natural rhythm of her development, and supports her as she navigates her personal journey. Love is also about cultivating patience in the face of imperfection. The boy recognizes that neither he nor the girl is perfect, and that the pursuit of virtue is an ongoing, never-ending journey. In Stoicism, the acknowledgement of human imperfection is a key element of emotional resilience. The boy does not expect the girl to be flawless, nor does he expect their relationship to be without difficulty. Instead, he embraces the imperfections in both of them, understanding that it is precisely through these imperfections that growth occurs. Patience is not about passivity or resignation. It is about maintaining an attitude of acceptance and understanding, even when things do not unfold as anticipated. Furthermore, resilience in love often requires enduring periods of hardship. It is easy to love someone when everything is going well, but the true test of love lies in how we react when challenges arise. The boy demonstrates resilience not only in the calm moments of their relationship, but in the more turbulent times. Whether it is facing a misunderstanding, dealing with external pressures, or navigating emotional turbulence, the boy's response is always rooted in a calm and steady presence. This does not mean he is unaffected by hardship, but rather that he has the emotional maturity to weather it without allowing it to derail the relationship. His resilience creates a safe space for the girl, allowing her to experience her own difficulties without feeling overwhelmed by them. Patience, as a Stoic virtue, also teaches the importance of long-term perspective. In a world that often encourages instant gratification, Stoicism reminds us that the most meaningful things in life are those that require sustained effort. The boy's patience with the girl is not driven by a desire for immediate results, but by a deep understanding that love, like all worthwhile pursuits, requires time to mature. He is not concerned with rushing the relationship to some idealized destination. Rather, he focuses on nurturing their bond and allowing it to grow organically. This long-term perspective enables him to see the potential in the relationship, even when immediate rewards may seem distant. In the end, the boy's resilience and patience are not about simply enduring. They are about actively fostering an environment in which love can grow and develop over time. His commitment to the girl is steadfast, grounded in a deep understanding that love is not a fleeting emotion, but a steady, patient process of mutual growth. This unwavering patience and resilience form the bedrock upon which their relationship is built, creating a foundation that allows both the boy and the girl to flourish not just as individuals, but as partners on a shared journey towards self-discovery and mutual fulfillment. The fourth keynote, *** external vs. internal influences ***, speaks to the Stoic understanding of control and the recognition that while external events and circumstances may impact us, it is our internal character and responses that ultimately define us. Stoicism teaches that we have little control over the world around us, the people we encounter, the challenges we face, or even the events that unfold in our lives. What we do have control over, however, is how we react to these circumstances. The relationship between the boy and the girl exemplifies this Stoic principle. The boy's role is not to try to change or control the external world or even the girl's behavior, but rather to cultivate a strong and virtuous internal character that allows him to influence the relationship positively. The boy understands that the girl's growth and transformation are not his responsibility in the sense that he needs to control or direct her every move. He knows that true love is not about molding the other person into a version of what we desire, but about creating the conditions in which they can develop their own virtues and strengths. This is where the difference between external and internal influence becomes key. The boy recognizes that external factors, the challenges the girl faces, her past experiences, or even societal pressures, are beyond his control. Instead, he focuses on his internal qualities, his wisdom, patience, and emotional resilience that allow him to be a supportive presence in her life. By maintaining a steady inner calm and moral integrity, he influences the relationship in a way that encourages mutual growth without ever trying to force or manipulate outcomes. In the Stoic world view, our internal responses to external events are where true freedom lies. We cannot control the circumstances we face, but we can control how we respond. The boy does not react impulsively to the external situations that arise in the relationship. Instead, he approaches each moment with rationality and emotional equilibrium, maintaining his own virtue regardless of what happens around him. His ability to remain grounded, even when things are difficult, reflects the Stoic ideal of emotional self-mastery. In doing so, he helps create a stable environment where the girl can also develop this internal strength. When faced with challenges, the boy doesn't seek to fix the situation externally, but rather encourages the girl to reflect on her internal responses, helping her to develop her own inner resilience and wisdom. This internal focus also extends to how the boy approaches the girl's personal development. He doesn't try to impose his views or make her change according to his wishes. Instead, he embodies the virtues he values and offers them as a model for her own growth. His approach is not about altering her externally, but rather about cultivating a space in which she can recognize and develop her own strengths. The boy understands that the girl has her own path, and that while external circumstances may shape her journey, her true growth will come from within. He provides the foundation for this growth by offering love, support, and a virtuous example. In relationships, it is often tempting to focus on external factors, the circumstances, the moments of happiness or difficulty, the actions of others, and allow them to dictate our emotional state. However, the Stoics would argue that our happiness does not come from these external events, but from our ability to cultivate an inner life that remains constant, regardless of external fluctuations. The boy's ability to provide this stability, not by controlling external circumstances, but by maintaining his own internal clarity and virtue, is what enables the girl to bloom. Moreover, by focusing on his internal responses rather than attempting to manipulate or control external events, the boy demonstrates the power of non-attachment. Stoicism teaches us that attachment to external things, whether to outcomes, possessions, or even people, leads to suffering. The boy does not cling to a specific vision of what the relationship should be or how the girl should behave. He knows that he cannot control her growth or the course of their relationship, but he can control how he shows up in the relationship, maintaining his integrity and virtue regardless of the outcome. This understanding frees both of them from the need for external validation, allowing them to cultivate a love based on mutual respect and internal development. Ultimately, the boy's role in the girl's blooming is not about controlling her or trying to direct her actions. Instead, it is about being a steady influence in her life, one that nurtures her internal growth and encourages her to cultivate her own virtues. By focusing on his internal qualities, he sets an example that empowers her to do the same. In this way, the relationship becomes a dynamic of mutual support, where both partners are able to flourish not because of the external circumstances they face, but because they are both committed to developing their inner selves and responding to the world around them with wisdom, resilience, and love. The fifth keynote, ***acceptance of change***, highlights an essential principle in Stoic philosophy, the inevitability and naturalness of change. According to the Stoics, change is a constant in life, and rather than resisting it, we should accept and even embrace it. The boy's role in the girl's growth and blooming demonstrates this Stoic perspective. He does not try to halt the passage of time or freeze the relationship in a static form. Instead, he acknowledges that both he and the girl will change over time, and that such change is not only natural but essential for personal and relational development. In life, we are continuously evolving. The girl, like all of us, is not the same person today that she was yesterday, and she will not be the same person tomorrow. Change comes in many forms: emotional, intellectual, physical, and spiritual, and it is through these changes that we grow. The boy recognizes this and does not cling to a fixed image of who the girl should be. He understands that growth often involves transformation, sometimes in ways that are unexpected or uncomfortable. Just as a flower must change and adapt as it grows, so too must individuals in a relationship. The boy, through his acceptance of change, provides the girl with the freedom to grow into the person she is meant to be, without feeling constrained by any preconceived notions of what she ought to be. He knows that growth is not a linear process, and that it often involves setbacks, struggles, and moments of uncertainty. Rather than becoming frustrated with these inevitable fluctuations, he supports the girl through each phase of her journey. Acceptance of change also entails recognizing that relationships, like all aspects of life, are dynamic. They are not meant to remain fixed in the same pattern forever. The boy understands that the relationship itself will go through phases of change as both he and the girl continue to grow as individuals. These changes might bring challenges as both partners face new aspects of themselves and their connection to one another. However, the boy does not resist these shifts. Instead, he sees them as an opportunity for deeper connection and greater mutual understanding. The Stoic perspective encourages us to be open to the ebb and flow of life, to be ready to adapt without losing our core principles. The boy's flexibility in adapting to the changes within the relationship helps the girl feel secure in her own evolving journey. She knows that even as things change, the foundation of love and mutual respect remains. In relationships, fear of change often arises because of a desire for control and security. We fear that if things change too much, we might lose something precious. However, the Stoic approach teaches that attachment to stability in an unchanging form leads to suffering. The boy does not seek to create an illusion of permanence in their relationship, for he understands that such permanence is an illusion in itself. Everything in life is in a state of flux. Therefore, he does not cling to a fixed idea of the relationship, but remains open to its natural evolution. He trusts that, as long as both partners remain grounded in virtue, the changes they experience will ultimately lead to a deeper understanding and a stronger bond. Furthermore, the boy's acceptance of change reflects a deep inner peace and understanding of the impermanence of all things. In Stoic philosophy, the acknowledgement that nothing is permanent, that all things are temporary, is a path to inner tranquility. The boy's attitude is not one of resistance, but of graceful acceptance. He does not panic when the relationship changes or when the girl grows in unexpected ways. Instead, he welcomes these transformations with equanimity, knowing that they are part of the natural course of life. His ability to accept change without fear or regret allows the girl to feel more at ease with her own process of change. She does not feel pressured to stay the same, nor does she feel the need to hold onto an outdated version of herself or the relationship. The relationship between the boy and the girl is thus one that is marked by continuous growth, and their ability to adapt to each other's changes is what strengthens their connection. Rather than fighting the forces of change, they navigate them together, learning to embrace new versions of themselves and of each other. This Stoic wisdom that change is inevitable and that it is through embracing it that we find true growth is what allows their love to bloom and evolve over time. In the end, the boy's acceptance of change teaches us that true love does not hold on tightly to fixed forms or cling to the past. It is rooted in the recognition that both people will grow and transform, and that these changes are an essential part of the journey toward mutual flourishing. Rather than fearing change, the boy embraces it with wisdom and patience, helping both himself and the girl navigate the evolving landscape of their relationship with grace and understanding. In doing so, he fosters an environment where love can not only survive but thrive amidst the inevitable changes that life brings. The sixth keynote, ***, the influence of compassion and understanding ***, addresses one of the most profound aspects of any relationship, the power of empathy, kindness, and mutual understanding. In Stoic philosophy, while self-control and rationality are highly valued, the importance of compassion for others is not overlooked. True wisdom, according to the Stoics, lies in understanding the nature of others, recognizing their struggles, and offering support with an open heart, not out of obligation, but as a natural expression of virtue. The boy's ability to create a nurturing environment for the girl's growth is rooted deeply in his compassion. His genuine understanding of her complexities, her vulnerabilities, and her challenges allows him to offer a type of support that is not only practical but emotional as well. Compassion, in the Stoic sense, is not about pity or trying to fix another person. Rather, it is the deep recognition that all human beings share in the struggle of existence. The boy recognizes the girl's flaws and imperfections not with judgment, but with a sense of shared humanity. He understands that her difficulties are a part of her journey, just as his own struggles are a part of his. This awareness frees him from any desire to judge or criticize her, and instead it opens his heart to support her as she navigates her own path. His compassion enables him to meet her where she is, without any pretense or expectation that she should be something else. This creates a safe space where she can be vulnerable, make mistakes, and grow, knowing that she will be accepted and loved despite any shortcomings. In relationships, it is easy to fall into the trap of expecting perfection or demanding that the other person be a certain way to meet our needs. However, the boy in this story embodies the Stoic wisdom that true love is not conditional. His compassion allows him to understand that growth is a messy, imperfect process. The girl, in turn, feels safe to express herself freely, knowing that her worth is not tied to meeting any set of external standards or expectations. Compassion helps her to feel valued for who she truly is, not for what she can do or how she conforms to an idealized image of perfection. The boy's acceptance and understanding of her inner struggles create a nurturing space where she is free to unfold at her own pace, without fear of being judged or rejected. At the same time, understanding the girl's complexities involves recognizing the emotional landscape in which she exists. Stoicism teaches the importance of reason, but it also encourages us to meet others where they are emotionally. The boy's ability to show empathy is not just an intellectual understanding of the girl's emotions, but a deep, visceral recognition of her needs. When she struggles or faces moments of doubt, he does not brush her feelings aside, nor does he try to provide solutions immediately. Instead, he listens deeply, offering comfort and support. helping her to feel seen and heard. Compassion is not about providing answers, but about walking alongside someone in their pain and struggles, offering them a steady presence to lean on. Furthermore, the boy's compassion helps him understand that relationships are not static. People evolve, sometimes in ways that are difficult to predict or understand. The girl may go through phases of uncertainty, may change in ways the boy does not fully anticipate, or may experience moments of vulnerability that challenge the dynamic between them. In these moments, his compassionate nature enables him to remain patient and understanding, rather than feeling threatened by her transformation or retreating in the face of her uncertainty. He responds with kindness and support, helping her navigate the changes she undergoes. His compassion is not something that expects reciprocity in the form of perfection or unwavering consistency. Rather, it is unconditional and rooted in a deep, unwavering commitment to her well-being. In Stoic philosophy, the cultivation of empathy and understanding is viewed not just as an act of kindness, but as an essential virtue. It allows us to connect with others in a way that is deeply human, without the interference of ego, judgment, or expectation. By practicing compassion, the boy is able to see the girl not just as she is in a given moment, but as a fellow traveler on the road of life, someone deserving of support and understanding. In doing so, he strengthens their bond and fosters an environment in which both of them can grow. Through compassion and understanding, the boy creates a foundation where love becomes not just an emotional experience, but a means of mutual enrichment. The girl, feeling seen and accepted for who she truly is, finds the courage to bloom in her own time, not because she is being pressured or molded, but because she feels supported in her growth. The boy, through his unwavering compassion, becomes a partner in her journey, not a savior, but a fellow traveler, offering her the space, patience, and emotional support to unfold into the person she is meant to become. In this way, compassion doesn't just nurture individual growth, it nurtures the relationship itself, creating a deep and enduring connection grounded in mutual understanding and kindness. In conclusion, The Boy Who Made Her Bloom is a story of transformation, growth, and love that resonates with the timeless principles of Stoic philosophy. Through the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, temperance, resilience, patience, acceptance of change, and compassion, the boy exemplifies what it means to truly support another person's growth. His ability to remain steadfast in the face of challenges, to embrace change without fear, and to provide the girl with the emotional space to grow into her fullest self, reveals the power of love when it is rooted in virtue and understanding. In a world where relationships can often be driven by superficial desires or fleeting emotions, the boy's approach teaches us that true love is not about possession, control, or the pursuit of perfection, but about creating an environment where both partners can flourish together. It is through such love, grounded in Stoic wisdom, that we learn the beauty of nurturing another's potential, allowing both ourselves and those we love to bloom in our own time, supported by unwavering compassion, patience, and respect.